Hello, hello. So in this video, I am going to show you how to create some planner pages. And before we get started, I'm just going to do a quick little scroll through of what is in my canvas currently. So I have some titles, different colors. Let me scroll right back up. I have some pages that have bullet points, some pages that have check boxes, excuse me, and some pages that have the timeline. So I am just going to go to my Canvas homepage and keep this tab open so we can refer back to it. But I am going to go to Canva and I want to select the A4 document. Also underneath the A4 document text, it says 21 by 29.7 centimeters. You can also just go to the custom size and type in, you would change the pixels to centimeters, type in 29 by, excuse me, 21 by 29.7 centimeters, create the new design. Or if you see this A4 document section, you would just click on that. Now we're just waiting for this to load. As you can see, I've added a couple of different planner titles um, just for if my client wants to create their own planners, they can choose what title cover that they would want. They can choose what color goal planning they want, the notes, ideas, pages. They can customize it to fit their own brand. So let me go back here. Now I am going to pick a color. Scroll and choose a pink or a purple. Now the way that I find colors that can go along together and be cohesive, I go to colorhunt.co. All right. So here in colorhunt.co, it kind of has some colors that will go together. It also has the hex codes that I can easily copy and paste it into Canva. So I can select, let's go with this palette. So I'm going to copy the hex code and I am going to go to my Canva, select the color, and I'm going to paste. Now I want to go to my element section and I want to select the square in the lines and shapes. And now I am going to maximize to fit the page. I can also, if I want to fit a square or if I want to have my wording in the margins, I can go to File, select Show Margins, and you can see the margins have shown, and I can easily put my square to cover the margin so that it can kind of be in the center. Now I'm going to change the color to white. And I want a border, so I'm just going to select the border style. And I like my border weight to be at 4. You can easily just click and decide what thickness you want. but I like to have my border be a little bit thin. All right, so now you can see this is planner, personal planner. So we can do all types of different variations of the title. In planner, make sure it's in the center, add another text, personal, and now we are going to find a font that looks good together. Now, as far as the font combination, you can go to Pinterest and there are a lot of different font combinations that are directly from Canva. I do, however, sometimes get some of my fonts from Creative Fabrica because they are commercial license fonts. Make sure it's in the center. And I want to find a different kind of cursive handwriting. We'll go with that. Now, in order to get the lines at the bottom, I would go into the element section, select the line, kind of drag it out, make sure it's in the center, duplicate it, bring it to the bottom, duplicate it again. Now, one thing Canva does is once you have duplicated the element twice, once you have duplicated the element twice, it will then duplicate it for you the rest of the time. So I'm actually going to lock my white square so that it does not move, because what I want to do is drag my mouse over these lines so I can group them and kind of position them towards the bottom. All right, so we have created the personal planner picture, and then we can go ahead and I will show you how to create different lines and boxes. All right, so let me add a page. Now let's say I want to have my background black. I'm going to go back and repeat the same process. Get a square, cover the margins. I'm going to color my square white. The border, I want a different color. I can go ahead and choose this darker color that's in the palette that I'm choosing. And we're going to click the border weight is going to be at 5, but again, you can choose the thickness that you want. Now I want to change my border color, and I'm just going to copy the hex code like so. And now I can add a line here for the date. I'm going to get my text, type in date. I'm going to change it to the Playfair display black, So I want all of my text in my planner to be cohesive. I don't want my planner to have more than 2 texts or fonts. All right, so there goes the date. And now we can, let's say we want to choose some boxes first. Like a gold box. I'm going to change this to white. Add a border. Select my line. We're going to then duplicate. I'm trying to find a gap that is large enough for someone to write in, but still a decent length. Now we're just going to duplicate. And now I want to again lock this image so it does not move. I want to drag my cursor over the lines so I can then duplicate and, or excuse me, group and duplicate. And now I want to drag my cursor again, group, and I want to kind of make sure it is in one place. And now we can add another box. This can be like an affirmation box. Add a outline. And we can even duplicate the box if we wanted and add some bullet points. In the element section, I'm going to type in bullet point and see what pops up. They also have these squares that I can use. And I can change the color to the pink. I can also just add the squares in my box like so. I can duplicate and add again like that. And there we have one page. You can type in gold. Make sure it's centered. You can change the color. So now we have a gold page. I can easily change the text for whatever I want. This actually might look better. All right. So now we have our gold page. As you can see that most of my pages are really just lines and boxes. And that's what a planner is, it's lines and boxes. But I'm going to show you how to create the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the days of the week. And then we can go ahead and also do the check mark. So let me go back to my page. Let's add a page. Now I want a marble background. So in the element section, I'm going to type in marble. And pick which one I like. Now I'm maximizing to fit the page. And now I am going to exit out and go into the lines and safe section, excuse me. Make sure everything is in the margins. Change the color to white. Add a border. We want to bring it down a little so that we have a section for the title. I can duplicate it. And now we have boxes. Now I'm going to just add a line. And just keep duplicating it. And now I want to actually lock this image so it does not move, but I want to drag, group and drag, and kind of put it in the center. And then this can be our like path, or maybe we can name it. We can change this color to pink. Remember that all of the fonts on your pages should be cohesive, or it's just not going to look proper. And now if I wanted, I can add, I'm using the square that is in the element section where it says other shapes. I'm going to just change the color. I'm going to minimize it like so. Duplicate it. Duplicate it. And as you can see, as I'm duplicating it, it shows me that everything is centered. And of course, just repeat the process until it fills the entire box. And then let's say I wanted to add like a time section. I'm going to get the line, put it in the box. And this is a lot of like trial and error. Of course, you want to make sure everything is centered. You don't want the lines to be crooked. So you have to use the guides that Canva gives you, because sometimes our eyes aren't the best thing. We would need like 2 set of eyes. So I'm going to go to text and just type in 7 a.m. I'm going to change the font. And then I'm going to kind of put it over. But of course I want it to fit. So we're just going to actually minimize the font until it fits. Like so. And then I'm just going to just duplicate it. All right, so we have times, we have check marks, and that's kind of really what it is as far as creating planners. There is no right or wrong way. It's how you feel you want your pages to look. How many boxes? If you want lines, if you want, like a bullet journal. So let me go back. Now I am going to show you how you can add the here where it says the days of the weeks. The letters are gold. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to create that. So in my element section, I'm going to scroll down to frames, and we are going to select M, and a M pops up. And we're going to add an M here, center it, and now in the element section, I'm going to go back and let's just type in gold. Now I can pick any of these and kind of fit it in my M, like so. I can even change it to rose gold. And now in my text, I'm going to type in Monday. And fit it right there. And now I'm going to show you how you can add a grid. So you can type in a grid in the element section, and it will actually show you. Let's type in table. All right, so here is our table. Now you see that there are so many different kinds. They have the one where the top is kind of filled in, and you can have these as a title. So I am minimizing it. And if I click on the three dots, it'll tell you that you can add a column either before or after, add a row. So we're just going to add a column. And as you can see, it's now added a column instead of you having to kind of fit it yourself. So here we have a table. Now another way that you can create a table, let me do this. We can use our lines and shapes. So here in the lines and shapes section, I'm going to then add my line, and it just fits the page like so. Now I'm just going to duplicate it and turn it. And I want it to be at 90 degrees, and I'm hoping that it gets to that. There you go. It takes a second to get the right angle of your lines, because I know with my eyes, it takes me a second. But I think we have it down packed. It's at a 90-degree angle, and now we are just duplicating our lines. And now you can see that we have our lines for our grid. Now, if I wanted, I can duplicate my line that is vertical, and I can just add more lines to it. And here we have created a grid. Now, if you wanted, you can go a step further and create, your box. So we will just add the line. So that you don't have, any strayaways as far as the lines looking rough on your grid. You want everything to be cohesive. And that is the main thing about making planners. You want everything to kind of be aesthetically pleasing looking. So now we have the personal planner goals, to-do list, we have our little grid, and it's that simple to create a planner just by using our lines and shapes in Canva. So now I'm going to show you how you can create a cute little cover. So we are going to do maybe pink. I'm going to take the margin out. I'm going to file, select and show margin so it does not show anymore. And now I'm just going to type in pink splatter. Now this is where I get my grunge looking element. I change it to white, turn down the transparency to maybe 23. And then I look for my ladies. All right, so let's change some things about her. Let's change her hair to black. Ooh, okay, so that looks nice. Now that we have her, we are going to type in our title. Now that is one way you can do a cover. I also like to kind of, let's say we want to use same color. I like to use some glitter. There's all kinds of glitters. I want to use something that kind of shows, like maybe this. We can duplicate. So let's say I wanted to kind of add some money in the background to show that it's maybe a budget planner journal. So I'm going to increase the size of the image. Transparency is going to be very low at maybe 16. And now I'm going to find a different lady. Now some of these ladies you can change the color on her and then some you can't. Let's see. Now you can see that we cannot change the color on her. So what I want to do is change the color of the background maybe. Make sure she's centered. Now I'm actually just showing you a different type of cover that you can do. It's not, this part of the tutorial is not going to be cohesive to the actual planner that I was doing. I am just now just freestyling, trying to find what works together. And again, you can find font pairs on um, on Pinterest, but I kind of just do trial and error what looks good to my eyes. And maybe I want to change the color to something lighter. Oh, even that kind of goes together. So yeah, it's kind of that simple as far as creating your planner. There is no right or wrong way to do so as long as your lines and your boxes are all kind of congruent, cohesive, nothing is crooked. And then you just make the cover, kind of freestyle it, put your own twist on it. There really is no right or wrong way to do this. It's your own creativity. You want to be able to have fun and be relaxed when you are creating these type of designs. And that's one thing that's really unique about creating things from scratch is you can put your own taste on it and your audience will appreciate you and the creativity that you bring to the table. So I'm going to end this video and you can try to create, you know, recreate the planner, show me how you're recreating it, and that'll be awesome to see. So I will actually catch you in the next